Hello, and welcome to Debate 9, Academic Circles, the show where we have 9 Star Trek-themed debates. Unless there's a tie, we got Cousin Dave standing by in case we need a tiebreaker.
Well, I see no ties here. Thank goodness for that.
I have a
no
cat.
tie zone. Oh!
Hey! Cripes! He's brought a secret attack cat.
I have. And we will have 30-second arguments followed by 30-second free-for-all. The debaters are also the judges on this show. My rules are very corrupt. And no prior knowledge. We all just heard all the questions a second ago. And tonight's Keen Minds are myself, Devin Skellhorn. We also have my co-cutor of Trek down there at the bottom, Dave Puxley.
Oh, cute.
And we have a special guest with us tonight from the Starfleet Leadership Academy. Let me flash an image. Where is it? There we go. Look at this.
Oh, look at that.
There we are.
Oh! This is the first time I saw the logo. That's awesome.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Oh, man.
No.
The Golden Gate Bridge really is an excellent character.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
How's it going, Jeff? Are you familiar with the show?
I am. I watch. I've watched a couple episodes in preparation.
Right on.
It's going to be fun.
Because the rules confound people sometimes. It's good if they watch a little.
It's the 30 seconds I'm nervous about. That goes by pretty darn quick.
That's the great thing. You just have to, vomit. And that's what we do.
Well, I think...
Yeah, exactly.
Board with plastic now. That's right.
It's like, I liked your but Dave's was really good, too.
It's just like, I honestly think that more about Quark. So.
We got some happy Star Trek days coming in. It is a happy Star Trek
It is.
Live long and prosper.
How did we celebrate? We're having a Debate 9. That's how we're celebrating Star Trek.
Oh, you know what? Also, I watched one of the greatest new episodes of Star Trek today.
So you enjoyed it. Well, I wanted him to watch it.
Aspera.
Yeah.
And I just before we get started on the debates, this is uncontroversial, but it may be controversial with the fandom. I did because I was interested about Una's pronunciation. I'm a classics guy by background. So I looked it up on the Perseus website because I couldn't find my big little around the house at the moment. And it actually is a short E, so it should be pronounced ad astra per aspera.
Good, because that's how I was saying it.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I was saying it until the episode. Now I've changed it to say it like Una.
I suspect that if you got to... oh, no, never mind. It's a second declension thing. Doesn't matter.
It just didn't flow. Aspera doesn't flow well enough like that Latin.
And
at astra per aspera, that just flows.
There are some words that derive from aspera that do that. Not asparagus. It doesn't come from the same.
That's where I was going. So,
pun fully intended. But some of those things,
delicious.
Like aspergillation and some of that sort of stuff, have some more of that stuff. So yeah.
Don't mind me. My skeleton just fell over.
Oh, it's probably okay.
Not out of my closet, though.
What could possibly?
That one's still in there. Well, what do we? Can you guys hear this? Whoop, hold up.
Nope. I just heard a skeleton. Yes.
You hear that ticker? All right, that's our.
That is anxiety inducing. That's going to go great.
Yes.
That's part of it too. It helps with the vomit. All right. Well, why don't we fire it up here? I might as well start us.
I'm gonna say I love this new background.
Looks great.
So yeah, we'll say our topic and then just randomly or not so randomly pick who we want to debate which side.
All right.
So I will start with, since we were just talking about ad astra per aspera. Be it resolved, lying on your entrance exam should get you barred from Starfleet. Jeff, you're going to debate for this. and Dave, you against. 4 always debates first. So, Jeff, your 30 seconds starts now.
If integrity is a core value of your organization, like it is in Starfleet, then immediately demonstrating that you don't have integrity shouldn't even open the door for you. You shouldn't be allowed in. There are core foundational pieces that are needed to say you're part of Starfleet, right? That should mean something. And yeah, you're talented. You're great. You have great skills. Maybe you've saved some people. Good for you. Bottom line, you lied to get into a place that says we value integrity, we value honesty, we need people that are trustworthy, and you've walked in the door showing us that you're none of those things.
Okay. Very, very good points there. The integrity debate.
Okay.
All right. Dave, your rebuttal starts now.
Mercy triumphs over judgment. Ultimately, even though strict justice would demand exactly what you argue, the challenge of being Starfleet in particular is the challenge of knowing things both sort of in that general sense of policy, but also each one individually thoroughly. That's part of the unique relationship that they try and foster between members of different crews and captains and things like that allows some of that discretion, which allows us to have mercy on lapses of judgment.
Okay, 30 seconds, open debate.
Okay.
Fire away.
But is outright lying a lapse in judgment? That's an intentional
What sort of lie
action.
are we telling?
That you're not.
In
That's
the two cases we know of Una and Simon Tarsus. Those are the two we know of.
Yeah. So, in both those cases, a presumed and, substantiated fear of racial discrimination on grounds that the individual had no control over, given that they were either conceived in or that was happened to them in infancy. Right. These are problems which make it impossible to render a strict judgment that way.
20 seconds, get in there.
Makes it impossible to make a strict judgment, yes. But when the letter of the law and the intent of the law is both to keep people who are racially or genetically different out, that's the intent in that case, and you specifically lie to work around those things, then not only are you showing knowledge of the law, but you're showing an intent to work around it for your own personal gain.
Shit, what a hot closer. That was it. But
Can I tell you how much it sucks? I disagree with everything I said. I just need to say that.
I got to say that.
It was argued enough to take the point. God, Dave had it right up until your last point, which was like that they knew what they were doing. That was the intent of the law. They're like, we know we're being racially discriminating. That's the point. But Dave, you had it until you brought up the fact what entrance qualities are we talking about here? Like, you had it until we brought up Una and Simon Tarsus.
Yeah, that's one that definitely wants a Class L probe.
Yeah.
Well, Jeff, we'll have to have you on for a Class L probe.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
It's a fun show. So I think I can keep score right down here on our names. Okay. So we get a nice little one right by Jeff's name.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wait, they're not showing. Okay, I got to go here to do that.
Okay.
Show display names. Aha.
Ooh.
There we have it. Okay.
How do you have 9 points already, David? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we'll oh, right.
I see that scales have been tipped here.
All right, I'll go by my given name. So, all right, let's go on to you next, Jeff, with your first one here. Okay. You go ahead.
All right, so be it resolved. The best episode to introduce someone to Star Trek is Trials and Tribulations. Dave, if you'll go first with the 4.
Okay. Trials and Tribulations is excellent window into Trek. It catches the comedy of the series. It catches a huge nod and love of lore. Some of the series' most deft visual storytelling. as well as giving a chance to refer across a number of series and give somebody an avenue to get into TNG, the original series, Deep Space Nine, and from there it's a jumping off point into all sorts of other things. And the Tribbles are just hilarious. It's a really, really funny episode. It's great. It's charming.
Okay, well, you know what? It seems to me that if you want to introduce somebody to Star Trek, you should introduce them with an episode that perfectly encapsulates, but is a perfect example of Star Trek. And Trials and Tribulations is a silly episode. And if you want someone to think Star Trek is just something very silly, then show them that episode. But for me, Star Trek is very serious. You show somebody like something like Duet or Balance of Terror, or something more serious and has more morality at play. Open debate.
But isn't Star Trek kind of silly?
You know I love me a submarine movie, and Balance of Terror is a great submarine movie, but it may be a bit of a slow burn for some people, especially in the contemporary, more fast-paced TV environment.
But it doesn't separate Star Trek from the pack like Star Trek is separate from the pack. Like an episode like Duet does, for example. Or Airtime.
Wow. Hey, good job. Stephen has a good against on that last piece again, but I'm going to give this one to Dave, I think.
Yeah, you had me.
It's a good job, though. It's a good job.
And anytime, if you need to, you can call for 30 seconds more open debate.
Yeah.
Judges have that power.
Cool.
Cousin Dave says you should watch Trouble with Tribbles before Trials and Tribulations, at least. Aha! I could have used that point a minute ago, Dave.
Or you flip them. It gives a whole new perspective on Trouble with Tribbles.
Sam says show City on the Edge of Forever. That's going to come up later.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
So, back to you now, Dave. So you're
off
first
the deep end
here.
Okay, so we're opening with a quote for this one. They were all so different from each other. Starfleet is intended to embody the highest values not only of humanity, but among many sentient life forms. Be it resolved, this is a tenuous balance, ultimately destined to fail. So, controversial-ish topic. I'm going to have Davin argue that it is bound ultimately to fail. Jeff, that it's not. Or however you want to interpret the question.
Yes, just like your quote said.
Davin, you're against Jeff.
What? Yes, I'm for.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
They were all so different from each other. Exactly the point. All of these races in the Federation aren't going to share the common values. Like you can't. So if you're trying to embody the highest values of all of these life forms, that's going to contradict. You're going to it's impossible. It is a tenuous balance ultimately to fail.
Rhetorically well structured, sir. Go ahead, Jeff.
This will absolutely be successful because at the core of all sentient life are basic values that in our limited vocabulary we call human values. Just like in the early days when we colonized the Americas, we said, truth, justice, in the American way, Superman, right? But then we realized there's so much more, so much more than that. So the core of sentience are these values that Star Trek espouses, and the journey through these different races is what's going to get us to that commonality.
So what I'm hearing here is a difference between an appeal to a foundational kind of experience of reality that can draw us together as sentient life forms, and on the other side of that, an appeal to the heterogeneity of our possible moral development, right? That there may just be too much difference there. Okay, so 30 seconds, go for it, guys.
Well, look, here's the thing. It is ultimately to fail, because what if some of those species, as they always seem to do, have conflict with each other? You can't maintain everybody's perfect ideals all the time. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try.
It's the trying that will show us that ultimately we do have the same. We stray from time to time. That's growth and that's learning.
No, we try and we fail. We try and we fail, but we try yet again.
And as long as we fail up, we eventually
again.
find success.
You guys are literally become two sides of a coin.
Yep.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, well, your idea is dumb. It's I was one
lovely.
argument away
I
from
think
that.
And
Ultimately,
we gain
Gavin,
strength
I think-
from the failing.
Yeah, you came around to ultimately buttressing Jeff's point, but it was not. It was a tough thing to argue against. So Jeff gets the point, but well argued both.
Okay. Oh my. I gotta step up my game here. All right. Oh, here's Murphy. Welcome to my world, Jeff. Always the other side of the coin, Madavin.
It's not a bad place to be.
Cousin Dave, it's aspirational like the American. Oh, get out of here, Dave. That's a terrible.
Oh, don't even get me started.
All right. Don't get me started. All right.
Aaron bloody.
So.
Oh,
all
does
right.
write good dialogue.
Fast paced. Okay, be it resolved, Sandrine's is a better holographic hangout than Vix. Dave, this time you will be 4.
I'm for Sandrines.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Okay. Well, one of the great advantages Sandrines has is actually being a place. You know? Vix is an imagined place. Vix is history as it could have been, as Cassidy Yates once says. But Sandrines is a real place with real history. It is somewhere in Marseille. You could hear the sound of the ocean somewhere in there. I think that has an undescribable quality to it that is, as much as I love Vic, greater.
Okay, well, we are Vic fans here in the Plain Simple Tailors, that's for sure. We like him more than he likes us.
Wow.
Yeah. As you can follow,
It
the
seems so.
Adventures of Plain Simple Tailors Volume 1 under Appreciation Station to get filled in on that. All right, so that's to you, Jeff.
If you want to shoot pool and just like find people to sleep with, then Sandrines is great. But if you want culture, if you want real experiences, you want music, right? All kinds of great music. You've got lounge music, you've got jazz, you've got drinks. You have a full hotel with a casino, with restaurants, with all kinds of stuff. You have characters that actually have depth outside of like hitting on different members of the crew. One of them happens to be just like someone's hedonistic fantasy. The other is a place where you can actually relax, enrich yourself, and even be motivated by Vic.
The Vic element. It's a strong one. All right. Open debate.
Well, while I take your point about, I mean, we can't diss Vic. Vic's just got to be left on his pedestal. I think that's fair. But the point I'd make about Sandrine is that you're taking Sandrine only from Tom Paris's point of view. I think, you know, Harry Kim coming in there without Tom Paris could have a wonderful time. Odo might even enjoy himself.
But it's Tom Paris's creation.
Odo might enjoy himself.
Tom Paris made it for Tom Paris and allowed other people to take a slice. Vix is for everyone.
Vix is for Julian Bashir.
And Nog.
Running away with it. I got to give it to Jeff on just like
that was beautifully argued.
The amount of features. He's like, look, you've got a hotel. He's like, you've got everything you need. Like that's I didn't even think of the hotel. I knew the casino would come up, but yeah, didn't think of the hotel. That's a good point. You might get sleepy with all that fun.
It's too much.
All right, running away with it here. Which happens on this show. The newcomers do well generally on this show.
Yeah.
Okay, so who are we to now? We are to Jeff.
Yeah, this one.
So we've got.
All right, so be it resolved. Cisco should have been prosecuted for dropping the resin bomb on the Maquis colony Davin, I want you to take the 4.
No!
Yeah, I know what.
Okay. We're talking about... Oh, God, I feel dirty. We're talking about integrity, and when we're talking about Starfleet officers, it's about the uniform, as Sisko himself says. And he, you could say, betrayed his own uniform. He betrayed the highest virtues of a Starfleet officer for revenge, for his own petty revenge against the great Michael Eddington, Canada's finest. And it was all selfishness.
All right.
You gonna count me in here?
Yeah.
Realpolitik. That's what we're dealing with here. The realities of hard choices in warfare. Sisko makes a point of leaning into the image of Javert and saying, who's willing to be the villain to this guy? He thinks I won't do it. He thinks I won't make the hard choice in warfare. These sorts of things may require looking into after the fact, but Sisko's record speaks for itself, and the emissary of the prophet answers to no.
Higher power.
You said it yourself. He became Javert. He let himself become a character in a
War
terrorist
makes villains
delusion.
of us all.
Like, is that a Starfleet
He stripped
officer?
his illusions away by leaning into Javert. He said,
Well, let me
yes.
ask this. Were they even at war with the Maquis? Is there even war?
It wasn't. It was about his personal pride war against Eddington because he betrayed him. He took him to a ball game. It was all because he took him to a ball game and didn't see that he was a traitor.
It's
all about a ball game.
Warfare. It's covert warfare, but it's still warfare. Yeah.
Oh, it's a big one. It's a lot. I'm going to give this one to Davin.
Oh, no, I didn't want this point.
Oh.
But I think Dave, you did a really good job arguing, and it was right there on the, hey, it's not war necessarily, but it is warfare, and yeah, that's good.
So many of these, like you get into it, and then all of a sudden you're like, I wish we had 10 more minutes for this.
If I had 5 more seconds, I was just
really good argument. I'm telling you.
if I had 5 more seconds, I was going to jump in with the fact that Sisko was just lazy. He's like, rather than just do a little work, he's like, I'll just gas this planet and let the gas do the work for me. But
the swift verbal uppercut right there, that would have been devastating.
But I'm on Team Sisko. I don't agree with anything I just said.
Right, okay. Sisko is a complex topic right there.
Absolutely.
Oh my God! Thank you, Jody. We're having a moment here. Oh, that's amazing.
Catch it while you can.
Cousin Dave would rather go to a Talaxian resort than either Vic or Sandrine.
As long as Neelix isn't there.
Yeah.
They probably gave Sisko a medal for dropping that bomb and bringing in Eddington.
They did have very, very little sympathy.
Yeah,
it's quite true.
It's true. They didn't like the Maquis.
That's another good topic for the future, right there.
Yeah, well, that's why Class L Probe became a show. We're just like, we need to talk about these more.
Yeah.
All right. So, to Dave now, we have... Oh, whoops. No, yours are up here. My bad.
Okay, be it resolved. The distinct quality of Star Trek storytelling rests on the fundamental distinction of science fiction and space opera. So this time, since I started with Davin first, I'm going to start Jeff for, Davin against.
There's a concept that a thing like Star Trek can be not necessarily a thing, but a place in which anything can happen. And I think that if you look at Star Trek as a place, you could have a procedural crime show in there. You could have the ER happening. You could do Grey's Anatomy, right? With Beverly Crusher bringing people through. it's not going to have the same quality of what makes Star Trek what it is. You cannot present those controversial, difficult issues that Star Trek tackles outside of the science fiction construct.
As much as I love the science fiction aspect of Star Trek, some of the greatest instances of Star Trek have in fact been space opera. I would argue the movie First Contact was a space opera. I would argue, like, they literally sing opera in an episode of Strange New Worlds. It is as much about adventure, and like Deep Space Nine with like all the battles and everything was very much just a giant space opera.
Okay.
And it's the best of Star Trek.
So your argument, as far as I can tell, is that Star Trek contains space opera as well as doing science fiction. And Jeff, you're saying that the science fiction has to be the predominant element, even if we're going to tell, like, dabble with different genres or borrow from them, the science fiction has to predominate.
Correct.
Okay, great. So now that we're on clear ground, beat each other's brains in for 30 seconds.
Devin, you're exactly right. They sang opera in Strange New Worlds because of a science fiction concept that allowed it to happen.
True, but look, it's like the point I made about First Contact. Yes, science fiction is what kind of maybe holds Star Trek together in like the macro, but in the micro, does it have to be science fiction first? No, it doesn't, because some of the best instances, like the Siege of AR-5, whatever it is, there's nothing to do with science fiction there. It's just humanity in
Except
battle.
They have blasters and pew pew pews.
Yeah, they
that
got
are science
pew-pews.
fiction-y.
They got pew-pews, but
Oh, the pew-pews.
It's science fiction. God,
using bullets is dangerous. Just ask Alec Baldwin. Too soon? My bad.
Oh, I knew I should have covered my laptop in plastic.
Oh no, did you spit?
Just about. I just about became Le Beer Dragon. We ran out of 30 seconds a while ago. Hey? So, God.
Team Maquis genocide. Cisco was right. Thank you, cousin Jeff. We don't have any psychos in our family. No, just kidding.
Honestly, I'm giving Davin the point on this one.
Okay.
You really clinched it at the end there.
Yeah, I agree.
Very
thanks.
nicely done.
All right, we've got ourselves a matchup here, fellas. All right. I thought we might have some good debates tonight.
And a very
All
orderly score as well.
Right?
Yeah. All right. So I guess it's back to me.
Yeah.
Indeed, your
Yeah,
third,
it is.
sir.
Okay. Be it resolved. B'Elanna's programming of the Doctor's holographic daughter to die was the right thing to do. 4, Dave, you're gonna be for this one.
Ooh. I haven't watched Voyager in a little bit. I've been working through other series.
Oh, do you want me to qualify this one a little bit?
Just remind me briefly of the episode.
So, I think it was called Family Business or something. No,
Real
it was
life.
the Ferengi one.
Real life,
Real
I
life.
think.
Real,
Yeah.
real life. So, the Doctor wants to experience what it's like to have a family, so he programs a holographic family, and after work every day, he returns to the holodeck and visits his home, and he has 2 children and a wife, but he makes them perfect, and they just, like, adore him, and B'Elanna goes to dinner, and she's just, like, disgusted by the whole thing, because it's, like, ridiculous. Like, oh, Daddy, you're so wonderful all the time. Like, and they're all like straight A's all the time.
Oh,
and
it's such an uncomfortable episode.
Best at all the sports. Yeah. And then B'Elanna's just like, how about I make it more real?
Right, make the kid emo and do the whole...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
But then, like, the daughter gets injured playing for Easy Squares and dies. So... That's the... And then because of that, he shuts down the program.
These things are possible.
Yes. Like, she added, like, real life...
Right.
So...
Right.
So,
but the doctor consents to her doing this, as I recall.
To make alterations, but he didn't know what any of them would be.
Yeah.
Just to make it more what she calls real life, which is
but that's what I recall happens. They should have made this wager almost. Yeah. Okay, I got you.
So you're 4.
Excellent. Okay.
I might have turned off my clicker. All right, let's try this. Go.
Okay, so 2 parts to my argument. First part, remember Worf and Alexander looking at Kalar's body, and he says, "Look at this," right? Second part of the argument. So this is a very Klingon way of looking at life. The other side of this is that what we're running here is a kind of allegory of Pandora's box as a way of thinking about being actually involved with the realness of life. And the Doctor wants to play, but doesn't want to open that Pandora's box. When he agrees to try it out with B'Elanna, he can't possibly predict those consequences. And so it's a maturing for him, but a painful coming of age. Okay. And so in that sense, it is right. Maybe not universally, but certainly for her, it was the right thing to do.
Okay. You can have 45 seconds for your rebuttal, Jeff.
Okay. When I was in high school, I wanted desperately to eat the spiciest dish at this local Chinese restaurant. And so for quite a while, I would go a couple times a week, and my buddy and I would get the little hotter. And finally, we felt like we were ready. We went in, we were like, we want the 5-star hot. And the waiter looked at us and just said, "No, it's not for you. It's not for you." And he refused to serve us. The Doctor wanted to experience real life. Now, there's real life that you have in day to day, but then there's like the spiciest real life that you can't handle and you're not ready for. He didn't want the full meal deal. He wanted the taste. In the second argument on top of that, I'll use my 15 seconds real fast. In Starfleet and in life, if you have an opportunity to intervene and save a person's life, you do that. And in that situation, B'Elanna intentionally went hands off and let that little girl die just to make her point.
Oh, wow. We're going to have a fiery debate here. All right. So 30 seconds open debate.
I suppose that's why to me it feels more like a Klingon thing she's doing.
But is it okay to take her cultural values and put them on the Doctor?
I think that's part of the ships passing in the night quality of this episode. There's like a tragedy that happens because what she thinks is right and what he thinks is right are both right, but one of them will inevitably lose their confrontation.
Yeah,
but
it's his video game.
The good inevitably loses.
He's the one playing the video game. She's the one who put the game genie code in.
Wow.
Yeah,
that was an old man thing to say.
But he asked her for the cheat.
Oh boy.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh wow. You were over time, but that last sentence almost took it back, Dave. Oh. Yeah, I gotta give it to Dave on that because she asked him for the cheat line. It keeps ringing in my head.
Yeah.
Or he asked her for the cheat. Yeah.
It's totally a be careful what you ask for situation.
Yeah. I think it very much is, right? And I don't there's no way to absolve B'Elanna in it of responsibility, right? Even though I think she in her mind was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the lovely complexity of some of those stories.
But right before that last line, and sometimes it's like recency bias. That last uppercut often wins these debates, I find. But you had it with the does she have the right to put Klingon culture on him? That was a tough one. I could have.
That's tough. Well, I think there's even a whole piece to it because I would even take it further and say it's not even a Klingon piece. There's other examples of them talking about death being an essential part of life. And.
Wow, B'Elanna's got nothing on Janeway regarding fucking with the Doctor.
Janeway.
Dave is a sexy man, but I'm going with hashtag Team Davin. Oh my, Jody. Somebody's had some sauerkraut on their weenies tonight.
Well, yeah. Expect some underwear flying at the stage in a moment here.
Voyager has too many no-win scenario episodes. I want
that's an interesting
Jody
point.
wants
It is.
Voyager.
It's the thing I love about Voyager, but it is really frustrating sometimes.
Voyager gets dark. Like
Yeah.
it
does.
like people think DS9's the dark one, but I don't know that it is.
It has savage moments, you know.
Yeah. It does.
That image just behind Davin's right shoulder. You look up there with Cisco with the glass. You know?
Oh yeah, that wonderful Jenny Johnson art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inter Arnis or Armas and him.
Inter
Legis,
Arma Enum Silent Legis.
Yeah.
It does. The law does fall
man.
silent sometimes, doesn't it?
All right.
All right. So up for Jeff's next one.
All right. Be it resolved. City on the Edge of Forever, which came up earlier, is a great sci-fi episode, but not a great Star Trek episode. Dave, I'm going to have you take the 4 on this one, and Davin, you'll take the against.
Okay. Ooh. City on the Edge of Forever is a poignant, hauntingly beautiful sci-fi story. But it could have happened in the Twilight Zone. It could have happened on the Outer Limits. Might not have been as good, let's be honest. But that's a story which can occur in multiple kinds of setting, because all we really need is something to function as the constraint of the Guardian of Forever, to allow these foreigners into a different time and place.
Okay.
I thank you for making my case for me, sir. Yes, it is like a Twilight Zone episode,
Wow.
and the closest equivalent to Star Trek there has ever been is Rod Serling's Twilight Zone. It plays off the moralities of the time, but also the hopes for the future, and puts those things together into a melting pot, and that is the Twilight Zone, and that is Star Trek. And City on the Edge of Forever is a beautiful Star Trek episode. Edith Keeler must die. And I named my daughter Edith, so it's hard to say that. Which had nothing to do with my argument, but still.
But there's the emotional weight of it all.
Exactly. Going for the feels.
All right, open debate this bad boy.
So one of the things that makes me say what I'm saying is that this is the story Tarantino would take up, or the one with the Flivers, right? He's interested in metatextual stories that point both.
Tarantino would take the Fizbin episode, and we all know it.
But what he wants is a period piece, and that's why I argue this isn't necessarily Star Trek. Not in the
Star
way
Trek
that
First
Time's
Contact
Arrow
is a period piece.
Time's Arrow is what I'm really thinking of here. As
And that's a good one, too. Star Trek is sci-fi.
So, Davin, you made a really good point in that Twilight Zone is Star Trek, and Star Trek, like, really, it's such a true point. It's like the real precursor.
I've never heard it before.
Yeah, like my mind's kind of blown a little bit. So well done on that.
Thank you.
But I'm going to give the point to Dave, just because he's right. It could be Outer Limits. It could be Twilight Zone. It's whatever has the mechanism to get him back there. It's great character.
I'm glad it was a Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
I think it made it better, kind of like you were saying. But
oh yeah, because like having that trio in that scenario is what really makes that episode so hot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and the blatant racism towards Chinese people throughout, and but I mean, there's that.
Well, wonderful for you. If a king has been dealt, the player gets another card.
Unless it's dark.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments on City on the Edge of Forever here.
Yeah, I think it's a controversial one. My co-host on my Babylon 5 podcast, his Star Trek podcast, beamed me up. He's leading someone through the series who's never seen it, and he was really excited to show him City on the Edge of Forever. Right? I mean, here's quintessential Star Trek, and his buddy got done watching it, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't get it. Like, it's just it's an okay sci-fi episode." And like at first, I was like, what? That's our sick. And then you watch it and you're like, well, yeah, maybe you're kind of right.
But like, I think one of the beautiful things about it is that like it's one of those episodes that like reaches right into like the reality of like pulp sci-fi publishing. You know, in that like Nova and those magazines that was so much part of where that stable of writers that came into the original series came from.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like all of those, Larry Niven, all those people were pulp and then, you know, paperback novel writers. So I think there's something really gorgeous about those kind of parallels when you're running.
Yeah, and also like it shows how when you're dealing with things like galactic peril and rewriting timelines, how small a human life has to be,
right?
Almost, even if you don't want it to be. But all right, let's get to this last one here. So,
this is for the win or for the tie, isn't it?
That's right.
Hope you're
so we're going to do a light fluff piece for the last one.
Yeah, nice little softball.
Yeah.
Dave Puxley saw.
I was having a bit of a pondery day. As we know on the podcast, I do tend to go on a bit. So, quote is, have you ever been a stranger to yourself?
That's why we love them.
Many, many times. Be it resolved that the truest infinity in Trek is the interiority of the self. Davin, we're back to you arguing for this. Jeff, you'll argue against.
Okay. Truest infinity in Trek is the interiority of the self. Okay, so what is Star Trek if not the exploration of self? All of the deepest episodes and themes that we recall are exactly that. In the Pale Moonlight is just Sisko's reflection on himself. The brilliant episode, well, of course, everything but the best of both worlds, but, you know, the one after that where he's back on the grape field with his brother, like, that's all just reflection. That's family or brothers, one of the two. Those two episodes are back-to-back, and it's confusing. But,
yes.
Yeah, like, it is the reflection of self that makes us, that's what we think about. All
right. Jeff, have at it.
It is such a modern Western idea that it is only the self that matters. Family is such a perfect example because it's not only Picard's reflection on himself, it's his relationship with his brother that goes back all through childhood that actually makes the difference. In fact, when we think about City on the Edge of Forever, it's a great story, right? But it was the relationship between the three that really made that powerful. What Star Trek shows us is that we are better together. And we're better when we have community and we have relationships. We are together more than just one.
Oh, I'm loving both of these responses. Holy shit, this is great. All right. Let's get at this.
But it's also about our collective self. Like, when we think of ourself in the Star Trek terms, it's like ourself as Starfleet. Ourself is the Klingon. Star Trek The Undiscovered Country is a great example of that. It's just like the Klingon self had to change. So it's very much about introspection in the changing of people.
But it had to change to become a part of the greater whole. And not in the sense of the Borg collective where you become a homogenized whatever, but that your culture enriches the greater. Undiscovered Country is the example. Klingons had to change to become a part of the galactic whole.
Stop using my examples against me, Jeff.
They're good examples to use. You have great examples.
Yeah, but they're supposed to work for me.
Can we just have 30 more seconds of fisticuffs, please?
Right.
All right, go.
Look, like, what else is Star Trek about if it's not that? It's about ourself now and becoming a better self later. It's about the betterment of humanity. It's about the human self.
I agree.
What it's about.
I agree. And it is about ourself getting better to make our whole better. Star Trek shows us a future where together as a complete society, the relationships we have are enriching, that make us better and stronger. The best Star Trek is where everyone defeats whatever's the enemy, not when one person does.
Oh, he did it again.
Oh, Oh, you took it at the end there. That was
Yeah, he did.
Swift verbal uppercut. Nicely done. Point goes to Jeff. Beautiful, beautiful argument on both sides.
Damn
That's
it.
a
He
good
kept
one.
using my points
that was
against me. It was very frustrating. But oh well.
Ooh, it was
Well
like
done, sir. Well done.
riposte.
These are great topics.
Yeah, we'll have
Oh,
to
what fun.
have a Class L probe here in the next couple weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Jody, hashtag too deep, going to get high.
That's what I did before we started. That's how we were able to get deep.
You should have done it first.
That's how we started,
That's how
yeah.
you hit the warp speed.
Sometimes you got to slow down to get all the way up.
That's right.
What we left behind kind of shows Jeff's point. The best individual moments may be relating to those self-reflecting episodes, but Star Trek shows us we are nothing without family. Best, yeah, it does say that all the time. That's why I
That's a
lost the
lovely
debate.
point.
All right. Yeah.
Indeed.
That was an excellent show there, fellas. These were really
Thanks.
fun debates.
Indeed.
Um,
Well, thanks for coming on, Jeff.
Yeah,
It's
man.
lovely
Thanks
to
for
meet
having.
you.
I love hanging out with you guys. Dave, it's awesome to meet you. We had a blast in the 63 hours we spent together, Davin, talking about villains. Right? That was a good time.
was it only 63 hours? Oh, I had it clocked at 64.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
Oh,
metric, right? Some metric.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, right.
But no, Honor, thanks so much for having me back on. This was a really good time.
Right on.
All right. Well, tell us about the Starfleet Leadership Academy.
I'd love to. The Starfleet Leadership Academy.
We'd love to hear it.
Thank you. Starfleet Leadership Academy is leadership through Star Trek. It's my award-winning podcast where I watch an episode of Star Trek and I extract leadership and management lessons and kind of give those in a way that you can become a better, if you're a manager, better leader if you're a leader. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts or visit starfleetleadership.academy. Got a blog on there and all my episodes are listed as well.
That's awesome. We don't win shit all over here. So
No? Should.
award, nah.
It's a great show.
We're
We're trying.
the Deep Space Nine of the podcast.
That's right.
It worked out great for them in the end, right? Like,
True. We're
Yeah.
playing the long game here.
yeah.
That's right. We're waiting until someone sends us a corgi by mistake.
A Borgie?
That's right. The Locutors of Borg.
The cuteness of Korg?
Oh.
That's a reference to a current Star Trek comic book series.
Oh, yeah. I
So
forgot
check
to
that
read
out,
this
everybody.
up with
Check out the Treckle Trunk. Well, did you guys know that we... Oh, that's why I can't find it. I need to switch things. Did you know we're part of a united federation of podcasts? It is true. We are, and you can find us at ufpodcast.com. And you can contact us at locutorsoftrek@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And
Make sure not to
find
go to
our
FU podcasts.
No.
Very different thing.
Very
Old
different.
school John Cena stuff.
So,
6
we are,
hours
and
of
we-
Jesse Ventura impression.
and definitely check out the Starfleet Leadership, Starfleet Leadership Academy podcast. I have myself, and I enjoy it quite thoroughly. I guess that leaves only one phrase remaining.
Indeed. End transmission.